So Professor Alsoy is a great friend, as I mentioned, and he was so kind and gracious in helping us with this event. He's actually our prime sponsor, our grand prize winner as well. And he's just an amazing guy. He's the life and spirit of the entrepreneurship program at Eller College here at the McGuire Center of Entrepreneurship. He's the director of the graduate program. He has been a consultant on 4 continents. He has his MBA and his PhD from the Arizona Carey School of Business at the Arizona State University. And he also was at the university in Chile, Carlos, at the Universidad Adolfo Ibáñez Business School. He has numerous visiting positions in Asia, Europe, Latin America, and Russia, and has done a tremendous amount of research work. So he's a true scholar, and it'll be a privilege for the winning team to have him as their mentor to help you with your project in terms of defining success. And then I'm absolutely delighted to welcome somebody who's a famous alumni at the University of Arizona, and that's Sumit Agarwal. Sumit is a proud U of A alumni from the Eller College of Management. He did his BS, Bachelor of Science in MIS at Eller College back in 1999. Went on to INSEAD in France to do his MBA, and then also went off to a very successful corporate career. He was the general manager for the Fortis Healthcare and business development and strategic planning for Fortis Healthcare in Singapore. And then recently, for the past few years, he's the managing director for Midmark Health Solutions in India, and he's on a prestigious career track for bigger and greater things. So we are extremely delighted to welcome one of our own, Sumit, and we are really privileged that he's supporting our event and helping us with this this particular contest. So thank you, Sumit, and thank you, Carlos, for being here. And here's Stephanie. As I mentioned to you, Stephanie, thank you for joining. It's a delight to have you. As I was mentioning to the team, Stephanie, that this event would not have been possible without your support, your tremendous help and support. And Stephanie is our Assistant Dean and Director of International Admissions, has been at U of A Global for almost 20 years. And there's nobody who's a better friend for international students at the U of A than Stephanie is. She knows everything there is to know about international students. And she's always looking for ways with her huge team of counselors and regional leads to figure out how she can help international students come and join our great university. So Stephanie, welcome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. So having given all those introductions, I also want to make sure that I recognize the amazing effort of our 2 regional directors in India. One is Ms. Anju Singh for North India. Anju is an amazing regional director for us. With her tireless work behind the scenes with Education USA, she has made this event come to life. She has made it possible with 160 entries almost that came in. And then she and Apurva, who is our other regional director in Mumbai, they went through the whole 160 applications and selected you guys, the top 6 teams. And we are absolutely delighted and proud to have all of you here to present your projects. And then at the end of your presentations, we will decide a winner right here today. And Stephanie will do the award ceremony and share a few words about the university, about different options that some of you students might consider when you graduate from your high school. So I'm going to turn this over to Anju now, so that she can go over the rules and the guidelines for our contest. Anju?
All right. Thank you, Mr. Agarwal. Before I go ahead and do that, I would like to also welcome Ms. Arijita Sanyal. She's from Education USA team, and she's been very instrumental in launching this idea. Initially, I had my discussion with her, and she's been very supportive throughout. So I would like to now give the mic to Ms. Arijita and give a short welcome note as well. Thank you, Arijita, for joining us.
Hello,
Arijita, you are on.
Stephanie.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, all right. Thank you so much, Anju. Hello, Stephanie, Mr. Agarwal, Apurva. It's very nice to sort of meet you here virtually. To the students and the schools who have joined us this morning, my name is Arijita Sanyal, and I'm the Center Manager at EducationUSA Bangalore. Each year during this time of the year, we celebrate International Education Week to highlight the benefits of international education and exchange around the world. This year, we must acknowledge that some of our more traditional paths to international exchange are not available to many students. We can rise to the challenges ahead of us by rethinking international education. Now more than ever before, students and families need the freedom to find the right learning environment for them to pursue the opportunities that will unlock their potential and unleash their creativity. So the UA Student Entrepreneur Challenge 2020, which is a collaboration between University of Arizona, EducationUSA India, and our very young talents from across the country, participating in this initiative embodies that spirit of internationalization in its very true sense. We all benefit from this by the end of it, by acquiring global competencies and critical thinking, and these are invaluable. These skills are developed and honed over a lifetime, of course, and learning can begin at home through virtual exchanges such as this initiative. EducationUSA India is in fact delighted to be associated with this program. That's definitely a step in that direction. To all the participating schools and the budding talents who are about to present their lovely ideas, I wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Arijita, for your welcome note. And now very quickly, we explained all the teams about the rules and guidelines yesterday in a very detailed session, so I wouldn't take much time to go through that. But just to let you know, of course, when you start your presentations, your idea would be judged on the innovativeness of the idea, how operational your business plan would be. Alongside with that is definitely we will be looking very, very closely into the viability, the market opportunities which are available, and the most important factor definitely would be the environmental sustainability of that. Besides that, of course, every team who would be presenting would be having a minimum of 3 minutes and a maximum of 5 minutes to share their ideas. So please try to adhere to the timelines. It's really, really important. And while presenting, you would also be required to keep your videos on switched on mode. And if you face any difficulties, we'll be happy to, address those. Now I'll quickly introduce the teams and then I'll be handing it over to the teams to present. So in the order of presentation, we would be having team 1, the Happy Inc. team. The Happy Inc. team is basically represented by Mr. Kian Godhwani, who is the CEO and Managing Director, and Ms. Nandini Bhattacharya, who is the CTO. The team is from the Lawrence School, Lovedale. Welcome, the Happy Inc. team. Team 2, who would be presenting after Happy Inc. is Team Sorens. Represented by Mr. Aniruddha Mukherjee, Ms. Saranya Ray, Mr. Saswata Chakraborty from DPS Ruby Park, Kolkata, West Bengal. Welcome to Team Sorens. Team 3 is the Redefiners, all girls team, as you can see, women power here. So this has been represented by Ms. Ananya Palwai, Ms. Ramita P, and Ms. Sanjana. They are from O.P. Obul Reddy Public School, Hyderabad, Telangana. So welcome Team Redefiners. After that would be Team Galaxy from our very own city, New Delhi, represented by Shantanu Mishra, Ashi Verma, and Mr. Vankatesh Gaur from Sanskriti School, New Delhi. So welcome to Team Galaxy. They'll be at number 4. Team 5 is the Crisis Councils represented by Mr. Wishavdeep Singh, Ms. Gurjot Kaur, and Mr. Mayur Kandhari. They are from the Senior Study to Amritsar, State of Punjab. So welcome to the Crisis Councils. And the last but definitely not the least, again, all girls team, Team 6 Mela. They are being represented by Ms. Preeti Mani, Ms. Advika Devanshi, Ms. Vedanshi Shah, all from DPS Bhopal, Ahmedabad from the state of Gujarat. So welcome to Team Mela as well. So that was about the introduction of the teams. Now, without much ado, I would invite Team Happy Inc. to share their screen. And when Apurva asks you to start, you may start. Please, over to you, Team Happy Inc.
Kian, Nandini, I hope you all are set.
Yeah. Are we audible?
Yes, you are audible. Okay. And you may please start.
Can you hear?
Yeah.
You may.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kian.
My name is Nandini.
And we are the founders of Happy Inc. I'd like to begin by telling you our story. Last year, I was in a really bad place. After years of confusion and not understanding what happened to me, I realized that the things my then housekeeper did to me was actually sexual abuse. When it hit me that I was a victim, all those years of ignorant bliss came to an end and all the pain surfaced. To make matters worse, my dreaded 10th grade board exams were just a month away, and I was lonely, anxious, and I thought it was the end of everything good for me. But after an emotional call with my parents, I decided to go for counseling. However, something about that whole process of seeking help bothered me immensely because it was so complicated and distressing. Just to get into that room with my counselor, I had to fill forms, go through various procedures, ask my parents to drive me to the center, and had to stifle my fears on everything that could go wrong. I had to be brave at a time when I was vulnerable, and doing that over and over again took a toll not only on me, but on my family as well. I was angry because seeking help was almost as difficult as the problem itself, and I wasn't alone. Studies have shown that over 40% of teenagers feel lonely, sad, misunderstood, and detached from the world, and yet less than 30% of them seek help, citing logistical barriers and social barriers as the two main reasons. And while yes, counseling methods have improved greatly over the years, we must ask ourselves what good a cure is when no one can avail it. And that's why Happy Inc. Happy Inc. is a free online peer counseling service where teenagers in distress can talk, vent, and express themselves with our team of helpers who will be there to listen to them and understand them, all while passing no judgment at all. We've also ensured that the process to connect our seekers with our helpers is easy, secure, and not taxing at all. Our efficient 3-step booking process allows our seekers to connect with their helpers in just a few minutes and is so quick that Nandini, right in front of your eyes, was able to book a session in less than 30 seconds. And it just gets better. We know how difficult face-to-face conversations can be, which is why our seekers can choose to chat with their helpers, and they get to stay anonymous throughout the entire process because we believe that you don't have to reveal your identity to be yourself. Also, our helpers have been trained by professional counselors, guaranteeing an ethical and high-quality practice. Oh, and did I mention that our services are completely free? Sounds too good to be true? Well, it's true. But what's really made Happy Inc. is our brilliant team consisting entirely of teenagers. Over the 4 months under the lockdown, we learned everything we could about business and the mental health sector, poured 15,000 rupees of our hard-earned money, and worked to ensure that we could achieve our vision of creating a universally accessible and yet high-quality platform. And while we may not be an alternative to professional services, we believe in the power of a good conversation. And in just a month, we've helped over 40 teenagers from all over the world, received a 100% positive feedback rate, and over 50% of our seekers have come for multiple sessions with their helpers. But our journey has only begun.
From here on, we're looking to do 2 things. 1, diversify our services, and 2, port them to the app. We're looking to rope in professionals who will offer their services via the app for a small fee, of which we will take a percentage. Companies will also be able to advertise on our app, which they will find easier due to our unique tagging system. All this, paired with our unique free peer counseling service, will give us a significant edge over our competition, which consists of multi-million-dollar firms such as Talkspace. It will also ensure a steady influx of cash at relatively little cost. We're estimating revenues ranging from $10 to $100 million once our app is established and the professionals are in. We plan on making our app a hub of all things happy.
So, to conclude, who are we? We're a place where that one teenager somewhere out there who thinks that it's the end for them is reminded that they're not alone and helpless and that there's hope. We're a place where teenagers can express themselves, not just with their helpers, but through our happy blog and upcoming happy feed. And a place where you don't need to fit in, you just need to be. With us, you can change the world one smile at a time. And we're a place where everyone can be ridiculously happy. What does it mean to be ridiculously happy? Join us and you'll find out for yourself. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Team Happy Inc. Now I would invite the jury members to ask questions, if any. We will have a few minutes to do that before we move on. Professor Agarwal, Professor Carlos, or Mr. Sumit Agarwal, if you have any questions for the team.
First of all, team, congratulations, great presentation. I have a question, regarding the free online, the free, as you know, the expectation for us as entrepreneurs is, there's really nothing free. You have a social component to your idea, which is wonderful. And it is badly needed. And so I think it's, you made a very, very good point, very compelling point that we have, that there is a need for what you have to offer. But would you mind explaining perhaps a little bit in terms of how are you going to sustain yourselves? You mentioned that expected revenue somewhere between 0 to 100 million US dollars, I'm assuming,
yeah,
which seems like a lot of money. But advertising or even fees for psychologists, I'm not sure. It seems to be a very, very broad. Can you be a little bit more specific on how you're going to be able to sustain yourselves and yeah.
Sure, sir. So we plan to launch our app called the Happy Inc. app, through which we'll offer the services of professionals. But where we'll mostly earn our revenue from is something called the Happy Feed. So how our Happy Feed works is you can follow tags. So suppose you like arts, you can follow the tag under arts and you can see people who post under them. And because we're using our tagging system, creators can target their audiences more effectively. And that's why businesses would want to use our feed to market to their target audiences. And that's how we earn our revenue when they pay to promote their posts. So that will give us a huge chunk of our revenue. And this revenue of $10 to $100 million is actually our lowest predicted model, because this was based on the revenues of other platforms like Instagram, etc. But they cater to all market sizes, but we're only catering to teenagers. So that's why it's considerably lower. And using this money, we will sustain ourselves in the future. So we plan to position ourselves as profitable, not as a non-profit or anything.
Do you have any idea in terms of, initially you will have at least a couple of years or more in terms of no profit or no gain? It'll take you some time to build this. So what kind of a time frame are you thinking that you can sustain yourself?
So actually, we've already started making partnerships with a lot of startup unicorns in India. We've actually partnered with FamPay, which has an 800,000 strong family. So they're also supporting us, and that's how we plan to sustain ourselves, by partnering with these unicorns and also selling our course until we become profitable in, say, the next 3-4 years.
Have you been able to tap any sponsors or any support groups or companies that can help you and support you and provide you with some grant money?
So right now we're working with a startup unicorn called FamPay, and they are a very popular brand in India. They cater to teenagers, so we've partnered up with them. And on Monday, we're going to meet them and have some talks with them.
How do you intend to promote your programs?
So we've been doing marketing, and we've reached over 1 lakh people in just like 4 months. And also we will be pairing again with a lot of startups that cater to teenagers' needs. And in a win-win kind of situation, we'll market to our target audience.
I see. Okay.
Well, I just wanted to find out, have you taken competition into consideration? I mean, there is a lot of such apps and websites that are available for various kind of mental health issues, especially during the COVID time. The government of India also launched, and that wasn't age specific, but it was more to do with if you have any kind of condition, those kind of counseling services are being provided for free by many foundations and even by the government. So what makes you think that you'll capture that market of 700 million teenagers?
So apart from offering our peer counseling services, which are completely free and which teenagers seem to prefer over professionals because our helpers are teenagers themselves, we also have various other places on our website through which teenagers can find happiness. We have our unique happy blogs consisting of music that's submitted by our very own seekers, and we have our happy playlist. So we've offered a lot of things that cater specifically to teenagers, and that's why we're able to grab them into our services. And because we have this free peer counseling service, we expect it to give us an edge once we launch our app over, firms like Talkspace and Breakthrough.
One other question, Kian, and I appreciate you guys have done a fantastic job. But as a peer counselor, how do you provide them training, or what would be why would I want to only seek in a counseling with a peer, just given that it is it's something which they may not be qualified to counsel me in a way, right? Versus a professional. So what makes people want to jump onto that bandwagon?
So that's a really great question, sir. And actually, we had these thoughts before we launched, but we found out that the reason why people prefer peer counseling services is that even though it's a wrong misconception for many teens, they feel that counseling is a bit too serious and that there's something wrong with them. But with us, they just want to talk and vent about their feelings. So that's why they prefer our services over professionals. And also the fact that ours is very easily accessible. Even other free platforms that are very hard to access. But ours, within like a minute or two, we connect them with a helper. So that's why they come to us.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Team Happy Inc. If you can stop sharing. And now I would like to invite Team 2, Team Sorens, please. If you can share your screen. Thank you.
Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yes. And you're audible too?
Yeah, I'm audible. Three of us?
Yes. And you may begin now.
2 minutes. Enters.
Okay.
All right. So 3, 2, 1, go then.
Yes, please begin.
Hello, members of the jury. We're Team Sorens. I did not say good morning because it may not be good morning for you, but hello. We are here to present our business idea, the Reator. It's a completely unique business idea. So our name Sorens is intriguing. It comes from our 3 names, Saranya, Saswata, and Aniruddha. Our pictures with our names.
The Reator is a completely unique venture by our team in which 10 privatized rooms having projectors, AC, premium seats, movie screens, etc. along with the provisions to have bigger rooms depending upon the number of guests. So why is the Reator important during the pandemic? COVID-19 is ravaging the globe, causing people to isolate. Theaters and multiplexes are rapidly shutting down. Movie streaming sites like Amazon, Netflix, Prime are on small screens and they require monthly subscriptions. This is where the role of the Reator will come into play. Reator offers a one movie hire, which an OTT service media doesn't. The Reator also offers premium movie multiplex experience with 3D glasses, luxury seats, Coke and popcorn, etc. Hygiene is our top priority. And a Reator being privatized completely serves this purpose. We also intend to use disposable equipment, seat covers, napkins, etc. and mass care sanitization of the rooms is to be done regularly. We intend to target customers who can afford the Reator, that is usually people living in the metropolitan cities, movie buffs and nerds, as well as people frustrated due to the closing of the theaters in the lockdown. Vulnerable who want to avoid social gathering and want to enjoy quality time with family and friends shall also be targeted. Saswata?
The market segment has been divided into 4 factors: geographic, demographic, psychographic, and behavioral patterns. We're establishing 4 Reator zones in the 4 metropolitan cities of India with 10 Reator rooms, and we intend to expand to Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities in the future. Demographics has already been mentioned, the target consumers. However, we do have services available for disabled people like wheelchairs. The Reator is not concerned about the customer's AIO. However, civil obedience and behavior is expected from every customer. We also have loyalty programs for our customers, including offers of 1 movie on the house after a watch of 10 movies and other such schemes. Saranya?
So this is the show timings and a schedule that we have prepared with the timings at the top of the table. And this is a pie chart. We intend to run for 18 hours a day.
So when it comes to employees, we have 6 employees: a supervisor who supervises all the employees, 4 workers who maintain and sanitize the reators and weight rooms, and an electric employee who coordinates the playback of movies. As one size does not fit all, we have 4 categories of reators: small for couples and groups of 3, medium for a family of 4, large for 5 to 8, and extra large for especially large groups of 9 to 12 people. Saswata.
Our income and expenditure procedure has been detailed through and through, but due to time constraints, we present before you just the tip of the iceberg. It is primarily based on the ticket revenue. We estimate ₹7 lakhs per month with 50% booking of the reators. We also consider 75% booking into play. We will be having bumper offers and price hikes on the ticket prices on weekends and festival days. Similarly, such incomes including 30,000 from food delivery services at 5% commission, 28,500 from parlor and urban club services at 7% commission, 55,000 from movie merchandise at 10% commission, and 6,000 rupees per month for miscellaneous services has been kept aside. As the calculations depict, the aggregation of all the average incomes is at about ₹8.4 lakhs per month. Aniruddha?
So now we come to the expenditure. We're going to take a loan from the MSME scheme, which is offered by the government of India for young and educated entrepreneurs. The principal is going to be 2 crore, interest is going to be 5%, and time 10 years. So all calculations are per month for 1 reator only. Please keep that in mind. So EMI is 53,000 from a creditable source. Bill cost is 50,000 amortized over 5 years from creditable source. Rent is 1.5 lakh, assuming 25 rupee per square feet. And screening rights is a highly volatile cost. We've assumed it to be 1 lakh. Salary of employees comes out to be 28,000. Maintenance, that includes the general upkeep of the reator, is 6,000. Electricity, we plan to use solar panels to maintain sustainable energy, and that comes out to be 1 lakh. If the solar panels cannot cover the cost, we're going to use 50,000 from the city electricity grid. Insurance comes out to be 7,000. Advertising and marketing is going to be primarily online, and we estimate that cost to be 20,000. Licensing cost that includes fire license, trade license is going to be 1,000 approximately. So the total expenditure is 5,80,000. Considering 15,000 rupees as error in estimation if we made any. Profit comes out to be 1,80,000, considering a 25% corporate tax. Now the profit percent at the end comes out to be 32%. So this is a rudimentary version of our advertisement that we will run online. We will beautify it and we'll make better versions. So now here comes our bios. I'm the CEO, I'm keen at science, and I'm a classical pianist. I'm the leader and the sportsman. Saswata is an efficient communicator, a brand management expert, and an environmental activist. Saranya is a state swimmer, an economics buff, a communicator, and a singer. So here we come to the end of our presentation. We hope you liked it. Thank you so much for your invaluable time. Thank you. Yeah.
Now we invite the jury for questions, please.
2 minutes, let me stop sharing.
Sure, thank you.
All right, I'll start with an opening question. First of all, great work, team. I particularly enjoyed that you spent quite a bit of time on the details on how you're going to pay for it and how much it's going to cost. And you know, it's a very interesting idea, and it's a way to adapt to the new situation. But as a professor of entrepreneurship and as an entrepreneur myself, but also especially as a professor, over the last 8 months, I have probably sat with, I don't know, at least 300 or 400 pitches that deal with something that has to do with coping with COVID. And so my first question to you is, this is great right now, but you know, hopefully COVID will start going away within the next year. You know, this pandemic usually, you know, they tend to be about 2 years or so, and they start winding down. And so my question is, then what? I mean, you created COVID-based, then what?
Yes, so basically the situation here in India is the way you experience movies is you just go to a place called INOX, and there are like hundreds of seats. You sit there and watch a movie, and the cost is much higher than our cost. But what we are proposing, and so we are much cheaper than the traditional movies without COVID, assuming COVID doesn't exist. They're much cheaper. Plus, the entire family can sit together, and it's not with random other strangers you don't know. And it's a much more privatized experience.
Yes.
So it's a group of people that have come together can enjoy.
Exactly.
There's nobody invading their private space. It's something
Plus,
like that.
plus the apprehension stays as well after COVID goes away. The apprehension still stays. Am I safe still now? So if I'm within my family boundaries, if I'm in a comfortable zone, then I know I have that feeling in mind. So as a time I can enjoy the movie as well.
Okay, that's a very good point. Just a quick follow-up question, and then I'll leave it for the rest of the panel. One thing that you mentioned, I mean, it does make sense that your product, you can adapt post-COVID and you still offer a service. I'm a little wary when any business promise we're going to be cheaper and yet we offer more. In other words, we're going to be everything, right? And so how realistic is that? I mean, so you're going to be cheaper, you're going to be cleaner, you're going to be, I mean, how realistic is that?
Okay, so yeah, Saswata can go ahead.
So normally Inox has gold class tickets available. If you want pre-COVID, Inox had gold class tickets, which cost about rupees 2,500 per member.
Per seat,
so per seat as well. So as you go in there, you can have a luxury experience, but you don't have that sense where you're like, I want to enjoy the family experience. I want my family to enjoy the movie, and I want myself to be a part of it. So we offer that very service in the times of COVID, and our sanitation is a #1 priority right now because that is what will appeal to the masses. People want sanitation, people want privacy, they want comfort. So that is what exists right now. So once we start stabilizing ourselves and once we earn income from there, we'll be expanding. Expanding is always the idea. So once we're done with that, our cheap, we are 65% ticket prices less than that of Inox Gold Class ticket. So we aimed it that way. Many complexes have amphitheaters as well. So based on those prices, our privatized theaters price is comparatively a lot less. So we consider that percentage with respect to privatized theaters.
Just a very short follow-up. So the cost is 2,000 per seat. So 4 people cost 8,000 rupees. And what we are offering is 4 people 1,000 rupees. Okay, it might seem unrealistic at this point, but we did show very detailed, and we have an entire Excel sheet showing even more detail in the financing. But due to the time constraint, we could only show the highlights or the main parts of it. So it does seem to be offering everything, but we do. Yeah.
Can I go with the next question? Just help me understand, what have you taken in terms of the amount you're going to pay to obtain that movie to stream? I mean, is this going to be, what is the cost?
So it's highly volatile. It depends whether the movie is Bollywood or Hollywood, or it depends whether how popular the movie is. So, and we search online, it's like a huge range of prices, huge spectrum. So because for simplicity, we assumed it to be 1 lakh rupees.
And production and distribution rights matter as well. After a virtual film festival or after a physical film festival, when the movie screening rights goes to distribution houses from the production houses, we intend to rent the movie rights for a month. So that way, if the movie has more CGI available, if the movie has more VFX available, so that way the prices increase. We consider the price
out here. That 1 lakh rupees per month may be very low, because just getting the rights to stream a movie in India for a Bollywood movie or Hollywood movie is much more. And the multiplexes, they are able to provide you multiple options. So even if you were to obtain, I don't know how many theaters you're going to run.
1 lakh is actually for one single.
One go. But people want a variety. So whether they're going to just come with one or many, you're offering many, but that's the biggest cost that you have sitting out there. And I don't know how we're going to tackle that. I couldn't see that. It's not going to be 1 lakh for sure.
Yeah, I mean, an estimate. So
Professor Agarwal, I know.
Yeah, no, I guess, you would probably have to pay 1 lakh for each show, maybe. That's about all. That's kind of the thing. So I was just going to ask you, in terms of your payback, in terms of building these theaters, or where are you going to get these theaters? Are they going to be existing ones? But of course, because of time constraints, we can't ask those things. But some of those cost estimates you might have might be unrealistic. So you might want to look at that in terms of the cost of obtaining the movies, revise your worksheet that way, and then submit your proposal to us. Because your concept is very good, like Professor Carlos said. And what you have put together in terms of detail is extraordinary. And the effort and the hard work you have put in is amazing. It's really great. We applaud you and commend you for all the hard work you have done. But as Mr. Agarwal has said, I think you should revisit your cost numbers and look at that in terms of the profitability of it. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank
So just
you.
one
Thank you,
follow-up,
jury
sir.
members.
Actually, we considered a movie to be screening for 1 month. If a movie releases, it will screen for 1 month in the theater. So accordingly, renting that movie, we considered as 1 lakh. So that is why we considered initially the estimate for 1 month. Thank
Great.
you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for thanks for this. Sorry for interrupting. We are just heading to the next one. Thanks for your time, jury members, and to the team. Now over to team 3 for their presentations. Please put your presentation on the screen. Thank you.
Yes, 1 minute, yeah.
Okay, team 3, the Redefiners. You all may please begin now.
Good morning, respected jury members, esteemed guests, and fellow participants. We are Mina, and we believe in voicing out our opinions by recreating imagination and reclaiming lost identities. Our mission. We understand the ongoing climate crisis and the ever-increasing waste, to which cosmetic toxins also contribute to. Here at Mina, we want to recycle cosmetic waste and repurpose them into paints. We believe in integrating modernity with some aspects of tradition.
$20 million worth of cosmetic waste will be produced in India alone by 2025. 90% of traditional artists are unemployed. Our team believes in changing these numbers. We basically recycle the cosmetic waste produced by users and create Mina paints which are easy to use. We produce artwork by employing rural and undergraduate artists and reach out to a global market. Through the artwork, Mina strives to raise awareness that cosmetics is a form of expression that one must not be judged upon.
There are many problems faced by the artist. The problems include digitalization of art and lack of funds and no development in the marketing strategy. Industry competition makes it hard to buy the raw materials at affordable prices. Through exhibition and high-end mainstreams are a great way to sell, supply chain inefficiencies hinder the process.
We provide solutions by reaching out to the younger generation, who are a huge part of the cosmetic customer base. We make the procurement of raw materials easy by making them available as a single unit by recycling. Statistics have also shown that online sales have flourished and have a potential market post-COVID-19.
So reports have proven that art products have longer shelf life than cosmetics. Chemicals used in the cosmetics can be reused in art products. For example, alcohol is a common solvent in skincare products, which can be reused to make paints as it helps the paints to dry faster.
Eyeliner, foundation, and lipstick. That's exactly what took me to make this cosmetic art. The conversion process is easy as it sounds. Just adding petroleum jelly to lipstick turns it into a paint on a small scale. And that's just one example. Success stories of such art held in Gurgaon, India, where eyeshadow, henna, and kohl were used to depict the hardships of women. Similar responses of Instagram accounts, Red Hongai and Kiss My Ears, show that the public is quite keen about this trendy art. What makes Mina unique is its sustainability, cultural upliftment, and right to expression. Mina recycles cosmetic waste, thus reducing the pollution in waterways and soil. The artwork we produce uplifts artists by bringing together rich heritage and modernity. The perfect blend of sustainable living also promotes the right to expression. Mina paints is secondary, while our primary products would be cosmetic art. Here is the ever-growing global art market share.
A potential market would include interior designers who claim that artwork was an important aspect in interior designing. Then the visual artists and art collectors who buy unique art out of a tone, one-of-a-kind medium, and cosmetic brands and their users who support a healthy balance for the environment.
We aim to tie up with salons and cosmetic lines to reach a higher audience. After all, their users are making the environment a bit unhealthy. So is the hand? Online-based social enterprises have also strived to connect the global market from base level, collaborating with established companies reduces marketing expenses while at the same time binding trust. Here are our divisions of art and the rates at which we would like to sell them according to the medium used. This is the budget plan for the first year: income, fixed expenses, variable expenses, and one-time spends. With reference to the salons in Hyderabad, we estimate that in a month, we would be able to convert 60 kg waste into 57 liters of paint.
We use unique marketing strategies to promote the products through social media by creating a buzz, using the e-commerce platform to generate sales online through our website, holding lucky draws, by promoting personal selling, by setting up stalls near malls to attract customers, and by creating awareness through existing channels. We use modes such as shows and exhibitions to stimulate consumer buying. Now, to put it all together, we procure cosmetic waste from salon in smaller units, convert them into usable paint, then we employ artists to produce the Mina artwork that sell through our channels. We don't replicate, we originate. That's exactly what Team Redefiners believe in. Thank you.
Very well done. Thank you. Carlos, go ahead. Questions?
Well done, team, and actually very colorful presentation, which is in tune with with what you do. So I have a couple of questions, but I think the main one is, I'm in business. I'm not a chemist. So help me understand how you are turning 60 liters into 57 liters of paint. How expensive that process itself is, and also how, whether it's chemical byproducts, because sometimes when we, there are instances in which the recycling itself can be more polluting than the actual, a pollution of the byproduct. And so, help me explain a little bit, how this process work and how much it costs to actually do that recycling. Because, since I'm not a chemist, what comes to me is like, if you're dealing with lipstick and you turn into a paint that is not going to run away, that is actually going to have, be fixated in the work of art, and it's going to last. I'm not sure how that works.
So as an artist, oil paints are those type of paints which actually do not dry for a very long time. So this gives the artist an edge to actually paint for a longer time and work with the colors. So what we have done is we experimented with colors on a smaller scale, and we have found that substances like lipstick plus petroleum jelly gives it a paint-like substance. There have also been researches that we have done. There have been researches conducted by cosmetic companies, and we realized that there are some chemicals which can be extracted from the cosmetic products. And there is not a lot of conversion. There's just a bit of adding different materials to it to convert it into paint, which people can use.
Okay, thank you. Let me just follow up on that. I mean, I've had the experience to be to get to know some recycling processes in different parts of the world, and again, would you have to build a recycling center? Would you actually have to build the lab that does that recycling? Does somebody else do it for you? How complex is the process of gathering all that, all those cosmetics, and then taking it up to a place who can actually do that recycling and get the byproducts that are non-toxic?
So on a smaller scale, we're going to tie up with the salon. So they generate waste, cosmetic waste, which by tying up with them, we're going to collect. And as for the recycling, yes, we're going to have one factory where the recycling plus the lab together are going to be set up. And we do have a separate chemist who does the chemical process of conversion, but we are part of it.
And how much does that cost?
The conversion process, the research we require, and the initially we would require at least 2 to 3 lakhs for the research and understanding the exact process. And after that, the cost will be, because we've done the research, the cost will reduce. So it will be around 1 lakh on a larger scale.
What about the recycling plant or the lab? The setup of the lab or the recycling plant, have you incorporated the cost of that in your estimates?
Yes, we have. The factory costs, the conversion, the machines we require have been added.
I see. Okay. All right. So in your pro forma statement, have you considered, any kind of licenses or approvals or certifications you'll need from the government of India to do these kinds of processes? Have you thought of that?
Yes, we have thought that we need a license when you're especially dealing with the conversion of chemical processes. We would be needing a license. So we do have a dermatologist on our team who would help us with that.
I see. Okay. Sumit?
Yeah, I was wondering, how will you source, or logistically, how are you going motivate people to give up their cosmetics? I mean, what is a collection center, or what would you do?
Yeah, we would have these collection centers near salons, and as we grow a bit more at the larger scale, tying up with these big cosmetic brands itself. So when the users buy products from them, they can come and we can give them attractive offers so that the waste they dispose it off when they come to buy, the next set of cosmetics or whatever they're trying to buy.
That's great.
It's a tough one, huh? Because lots of plastic bottles are left over here all over the place. No one goes and returns them, or there's no incentive as such. So are you planning to give some incentive to the user of or whoever is leaving that cosmetic, part of it left over, to get some incentive when they come and deposit it with you? Is there something?
We have come up with an idea, a marketing strategy, where we would ask them if they were able to give 10 bottles. For example, let's take 10 bottles. They would be getting 10 tokens, which they can deposit into the lucky draw. And that maximizes their win in the lucky draw. So that's one way we'd like to attract customers so that they do come to us.
I see.
Thank you. Thank you. I think the team is, time is over. The sign time is over. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I think in closing, I'd like to say to the team, put your marketing strategy together in your proposal when you send your presentation, and define specifics, especially as Dr. Carlos, mentioned to you a few things. So you have a wonderful idea, and you guys had a very colorful presentation, like Dr. Carlos said. So it was very well done. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Redefiners. Now inviting team 4 to join in, and please share your screens.
I haven't been given permission to share my screen.
Anju, you're on mute.
Can you please quickly tell me your name? I'll give you the rights again.
I'm named as Team Galaxy Shantanu.
Team Galaxy. All right, here you go. Please carry on.
Is everyone from Team Galaxy here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and everybody has switched on their videos, right?
Yes, we have. Yes, we have.
Okay. You may begin now, please.
Good morning, judges and fellow contestants. Today, my team and I will talk about our business idea, which is to build a platform for making exchange of ideas and collaboration easy, a platform called Get Together. Moving on, a little about us. I am Ashi, and with me I have Venkatesh Gaur, and Shantanu Mishra. We are Team Galaxy. So this is our vision statement. So this is what we plan to be if this idea moves on and is as successful as we hope it to be. But I want to address the elephant in the room right now. What are the problems we're trying to solve? To explain this, I will tell the story of how we came up with this idea. When we started thinking about a specific business idea for this competition, we started brainstorming and we had a very different idea altogether. While searching for competition, we realized that someone out there had a very strikingly similar idea, like almost the same as ours. And that is when we registered that so many ideas have potential, but they face cutthroat competition and are unable to flourish. Lack of guidelines, not having proper teams or resources also discourage people. People come up with many ideas every day, but end up abandoning them due to lack of resources, time, and money, or getting discouraged because their ideas have already been taken. So we bring to you the solution to every unoriginal idea, every project that needs more people, and every team looking for global contributors. Get Together, a platform which would let you collaborate, which would let you find more people for your team, which would let you search for templates, which would let you browse for ideas. But let's move on to how would this work? How would our site work?
Individuals can come to our site, register themselves and state their idea, and describe it using keywords. If that idea already exists, they can choose to join that already existing team or build up their foundation by specifying how their idea would be different. There would be a suggestion subpage and a grateful for your help subpage.
But wait.
But for whom are these features? This site is aimed specifically at students. Students are always looking at ways to build their profile. This site would be the perfect way to find projects to contribute to and even start projects on their own. This would be a real asset for student entrepreneurs, as by using this, they would find more exposure to already ongoing programs and also be able to build their own team from scratch.
But wait.
Students are full of ideas and energy. The only thing they lack is organizational skills, and all they need is a little guidance and inspiration to start working. We as youth are concerned about the future, and as it affects us, and thus we would be more willing to work for it.
But wait, our platform could be used in much more ways, in much more versatile ways, making it more adaptable and resilient. One such way is that universities like the University of Arizona and other colleges use our platform to make professors and researchers collaborate. Universities can get affiliated with us and have a whole section of the site devoted to them. Professors in the university could tell the world about what research they are going to do. Information like this would be vital to the world, as it would help researchers get more participants in the study for them. For example, researchers could outsource jobs like data collecting or data cleansing to students who want to know how real research happens. And when people are working with others from a different country or from a different region altogether, they set aside all of their preconceived notions and get introduced to topics they might not have thought of, making international collaboration an extremely important tool in anyone's arsenal. Ma'am, I'm sorry, this is glitching out.
I'm so sorry for the unexpected technical errors. I think that's the problem with online platforms sometimes.
That's okay. You guys can keep going.
But wait, let's first ask ourselves if this idea is viable or not. Yes, we believe so. With a one-time investment to set it up, if we build our platform well, the cost of running it would almost be negligible. People would want to use the site for assistance and inspiration. We would now like to elaborate on the question that we have put up on this.
So how would we get our revenue and how would we sustain ourselves? The first form of income would be premium accounts, which would offer the following exciting offers. Advertisement would also be a major source of income. Another way of earning money would be affiliated links. We believe that if we can manage these things, we can surely sustain our site and even get our revenue easily.
Let's talk about how we're going to reach out to prospective consumers and make them into customers. The first thing we need to do is to make a proper, clean, and easy to use website and web app for mobile devices. Next, we need to reach out to these customers. And to do this, we would use targeted advertisements on Google or YouTube. Along with that, other methods would include things like writing blogs on Medium or Quora, and making YouTube tutorials on how to actually use our website and why it's so important. The YouTube videos could also be monetized as another source of income. We could also invite entrepreneurs onto the site and ask them to review our features, use the site, upload their ratings, and tell others how well it works.
But I think the question here is, why would people want to use this? I think simply it's because it's advantageous to them. Steve Jobs and Darwin and many more revolutionaries, they are focusing on their respective fields. That's how they became successful. But how did they actually put forward their theories? By not just restricting them to their own fields, learning way beyond it. Darwin not only used biology, but along with that, he also used geography to put forward his theory of evolution. Jobs lived in a world of both art and technology and changed the way we use computers. No individual can come up with the next great idea alone with knowledge of only one specific thing. For that, we have to collaborate to create, which is what our site offers.
Before we leave, we'd like to touch upon the topic of environment and other global issues. Not only would our platform, by its very nature, contribute very little to environment degradation, but its users would also actively combat issues like climate change and turn the platform into a solution machine. Thank you.
Thank you, team. Now inviting juries for any questions.
So your financial model seems to be pretty weak right now. We don't have any projections of any financial outlays in terms of how you can make money and how you can sustain yourself and how you're going to promote yourself and all that. You have some very good ideas, but how you end up making money and make it sustain and make it long lasting, that's not very clear from what your project has put together, even though you have some very good and concrete ideas and you have put together an excellent talk track. Any thoughts, team?
Yes, sir. About the financial model, we just develop different sources of income, so that just in case one collapses, we have others to fall back on. And since it's an online platform, the cost shouldn't really be that much. We'll just set up the website, and then it'll basically, the maintenance cost will be quite less because it's an online platform. And if we could get a lot of traction, a lot of foot traffic on the site, then the advertisements would get us a lot of revenue, just to maintain the site and fix things here and there.
Okay.
All right. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was wondering, so the only source of revenue which I see is advertising, right? Is there any other source of revenue?
It could be advertising, and another thing we mentioned was affiliate links. Things like, let's say, entrepreneurs use a lot of products and services. So what we could do is we could go to the entrepreneurs on a site, and we could ask them, so which are your favorite products and services to use and you on a daily basis. And then we could go to these companies and we can tell them that if they would provide us with affiliate links, so that we could take all of these entrepreneurs on our site to their website to buy these products or purchase these services, and we'll just take a small cut of the revenue that the original company got from all of these people from clicking on that link and buying the product. So that's another model of revenue.
So if we, just to follow up on that, if we get revenue from that, we can even have, we also mentioned premium accounts, which would require the customers to pay money to use them and specific features. So that could be another source of revenue.
All right. Good question, because we don't have much time. What are you selling exactly? In other words, what's can you just, like, in about 5 seconds tell me, what is it that what are your ideas, but in 5 minutes, in 5 seconds, sorry.
Okay, a site which allows people to collaborate, contact each other, and create teams at the same time. So you put forward your ideas, which would allow them other people to see it.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Yeah, that was about 5 seconds. So you're basically crowdfunding for ideas, right? And so, I had some question. You have the potential to actually be a crowd idea sort of site. But there were some issues about IP, the intellectual property, because ideas are sort of cheap. It's very easy to come up with ideas, right? The problem is to fund those ideas. That's what crowdfunding is. You're basically going before that and trying to get a pool of ideas. I think you have potential, money-wise, or you could be like a Wikipedia of ideas in a way. So you do have potential, but Professor Anil Agrawal mentioned, I think you probably have to refine it a little more to see how you would sustain. You could work on volunteers, but maybe just a little bit more specific. But otherwise, you do have some possibilities there. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you go ahead.
Great. So we'll very quickly inviting team crisis consoles now, team number 5. Please put your screens, share your screens on, please. Thank you. Awesome.
Are you guys ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you may begin now.
Traveling somewhere.
And that too by train.
Well, if the train that you are traveling on is the Vivek Express, then be prepared. Starting from Dibrugarh and reaching Kanyakumari after 3.5 days. Gosh, you're going to get tired and thoroughly bored. What a dilemma.
Are you a busy professional forced to embark on long journeys even in COVID-19 scenario?
Do you yearn to disconnect from your work routine?
And aren't you just dying to pamper yourself at a really safe and a hygienic salon?
Isn't your answer yes? Well, you are in a real tight spot.
And did you know that nearly 1 billion people defecate in the open?
Only 53% Indians wash hands after defecation.
And did you know that the major reason for malnutrition is the unhygienic environment?
Oh gosh, what a massive social issue.
And so, we the crisis consults put on our thinking caps to come up with an innovative business venture so as to resolve the dilemma,
get out of the tight spot,
fix the social issues.
And our business plan comprises of a new joint venture. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, our JV would be between the Great Indian Railways and Lakme, the beauty and grooming experts, aptly christened as TrackMate.
So why did we choose these concerns? Well, the Indian Railway is the 3rd largest railway network in the world. And more importantly, it has specially designed corona-resistant coaches. On the other hand, the grooming business witnessed 25% annual growth, and Lakme has a repertoire of hair and skin experts. Thus, the Indian Railways motto beautifully matches Lakme's focus, and whoops came the idea of TrackMate with the tagline, grooming attained while on the train.
So, what is our plan? Well, the Indian Railways Carriage Rehabilitation Workshop, while maintaining environmental sustainability, would refurbish the old coaches into refurbished TrackMate beauty salons. It would use the available furniture and fixtures for this. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the blueprint of TrackMate's corona-resistant salon coaches.
So, inside these salon coaches, Lakme would be providing its basic beauty services at reasonable prices. Products would be sold at company rates, and advanced booking on TrackMate app would get you a 10% discount. A total of 9 staff members would be required per salon coach as shown.
And simultaneously, 2 Lakme trained experts now working for TrackMate would spread the message of hygiene under its hygiene promotion campaign in the ordinary passenger trains or on railway platforms during train stoppages.
This campaign would make use of lectures, live demonstrations, and pamphlets.
And yes, this is a workable idea, with furnitures and fixtures being provided by the Indian Railways and beauty equipments by Lakme. Under the current assets, the electricity and water supply would be provided by Indian Railways, and Lakme would bring in the know-how and stock of beauty and grooming products. Under the financial viability, our monthly expenses would be around 4 lakh rupees, and a revenue of rupees 7,50,000 would be earned as shown. The total profits earned by TrackMate would be divided proportionately as shown. And our USP, touching all strata of human lives, client happy and employee joyously strives.
So, is our plan feasible? Well, we extensively interviewed 3 ladies for their expert opinion. We met Mrs. Neela Malhotra, the Chief Reservation Supervisor of Indian Railways. She found the idea practical as 50% passengers are females.
Mrs. Ravi Madan, owner of Lakme Salon in Amritsar, said that it was an exciting idea, but proper air conditioning and ventilation was required, along with efficient sanitization for the highest level of hygienic services.
We also talked to our principal, Mrs. Upasana Mehra, a potential customer. For her, TrackMate would mean absolute relaxation and would be an excellent social initiative.
Now imagine yourself traveling in a long distance train. After having read a book for 2 hours, you are now bored. Suddenly you see a poster of TrackMate on the wall and decide to try it out. You walk through the coaches to reach the TrackMate salon coach. Here, you get groomed and pampered at reasonable price by the most hygienic and well-trained experts. After your grooming, you come back to your seat all rejuvenated and re-energized.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what our joint venture shall give. A rejuvenating, value-added, and energizing experience, as we believe.
Never let a good crisis go waste by turning it into an opportunity engaged. Thank you.
Well, that was really well done and great high energy on you guys. So we really appreciate your hard work. That was outstanding. Professor Carlos, Dr. Carlos?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, team. Actually, great work on the energy. Love that. Shows a lot of excitement. So I am not familiar with the Indian Railways. I am a little bit more familiar here with the high-speed rails here in Europe. And and I was thinking, I mean, that's an idea you could actually get into, because even on 1,000 kilometers, even though it only takes maybe 2 hours on a high-speed rail train here in Spain, where I am right now visiting, still you want to be groomed and prepared and everything else. So I think that's an exportable idea, even if it takes less time to travel. So I have a couple of questions. One of them has to do, how much would it cost, assuming that Indian Railways agrees, because there's always, when you do validation, there's always a difference between, a group of students asking, do you think it's a good idea? And then the person in charge saying, I'm not going to tell them no. So sure, it is a good idea. But between that and actually implementing, there is a stretch. So how much would it cost to retrofit a train car to actually turn into a beauty parlor? Because I think that's what you're doing, right? And and then point number two, what happens if because of bureaucratic process you wouldn't be able, Indian Railways says, no, we don't want to bother. There's really nothing in for us. We don't make any more money by getting the customer experience better. I'm playing devil's advocate here because I think that any company should really worry about improving the customer experience. But what happens if they say, we're in a monopolistic position, we don't care? Do you have a plan B to that?
Okay, so coming to your first question, that how much it would cost of refurbishing a railway coach. So here we are not coming up with the new railway coach that will be created, because a new coach that we come up with is cost rupees 25 lakhs. And if we refurbish an old railway coach, it would cost around 10 to 15 lakhs, which would be much efficient for us. The next question is if the I think you meant that the customers would like to come or not. I didn't get that question.
Sorry. My next question was to do what happens if
Indian Railways.
Indian Railways says, we're not interested. It's more work for us than,
Yes, we will come up with the new. We are the consultation company, and we will come up with new ideas that will cope up with their expenses, because this is mainly will help them up in long train journeys to come up with new ideas and cater new audience, new customers there with the new innovations in their rail coaches.
I'd like to add, we have read some articles where Indian Railways and officials were found stating that they realize that the times are changing and now they need to switch on to some other methods or new services needed to be added, at least little by little. So they realize that sooner or later they'll have to upgrade their services and not just sticking to the old, just carrying people here and there. So they completely realize the situation, and we'll definitely, as a consultancy, will alter the offers as the Indian Railways and LACME would propose us to.
All right.
And also we talked to Mrs. Neelam Malhotra, the Chief Reservation Supervisor, and she also supported our idea.
So can I ask you one more question? The opportunity cost of utilizing a coach, every time you add a coach onto, and into the train, there's a cost to it, right? Whether it be just the amount of fuel that will be consumed or the revenue that would be lost by giving it to an alternate source like what you're trying to achieve, right? So the salon. So have you looked into the fact that, does the Indian Railway make more money by actually selling 55 tickets to a passenger in a air-conditioned coach, or whatever the capacity is? In some cases, in third AC, it would be 72 passengers, maybe they're traveling. 52 if it is second AC, or if it's first class AC, it would be maybe about 25 passengers. So, I mean, that's the kind of revenue they get. And versus what you're projecting, would it make more sense? I mean, the idea will get defeated right away when they see the revenue, right, to be less than that. But yes, as a unique experience, I think what you have carved out is fantastic. I also believe that what you can add is you can look at packaging, saying that, you get groomed and you get to travel to a new city, and then you get on a train back somehow. So if you were to package it that you get a haircut in a 3-hour ride and get pampered, and then you travel to some city and you roam around, and in the evening train you come back, in a way can lead to some greater amount of revenues and more gross margins in that. But very good idea, really.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a very good idea, Sumit. But yeah, that's a great way to put it together, where you can package it with an existing ticket and provide that kind of a benefit. Yeah.
In the actually, sir, I'd like to add, in the current model, what we have proposed is that the Indian Railways will sell all the tickets, but additionally, all the revenues earned by TrackMate would be divided between LACME and the Indian Railways. So there's no chance of profits being less for Indian Railways. In fact, there's an addition in some way or the other. So we'll definitely look into your suggestions as well.
Indeed.
Great. Thanks to the team Council Crisis and for the jury for their questions. Now, moving on to the last and definitely not the least team Mela, team number 6, would request you to put your screens on, please.
May we start?
Yes, we can see your screen, but Purva will let you know. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to make it in a full screen, or you're okay with this?
When you start, we'll be going on with the...
You may begin now.
Greetings to all. I, Preeti Mani, with Advika Devanshi and Vedanshi Shah, present to you the business plan proposal of Mela. Did you know that during the pandemic, people had started experimenting with their passions and interests, and cooking took the first place? It proved that there's a little chef in every heart. But at the same time, almost overnight, all the activities have been house arrested. Apart from this, our busy lives, even during the pandemic, has got us tangled up in the web of our own questions. The thoughts like when, how much, what, how, and oh no haunts us, leading us to discard the idea of cooking itself. We do not wish to cook at home with the lack of ingredients. Mela cannot let this happen. That's why with the following products and services, we focus on make, eat, enjoy. The logo has the name Mela and confetti at the top symbolizing a fair, with colors having their own specific meaning. I am white. With the following vision and mission, we chose the name Mela because the restaurant Mela is no less than a fair of ingredients. With the investment of 1 lakh rupees, the costing includes following factors, where the purchase of groceries would be on a credit basis. Now I request Advika to carry on.
Thank you, Preeti. Mela takes pride in the fact that we not only provide a space to eat, but also a space for you to cook what you wish to eat. To contribute for the cause of sustainable development under our waste food management scheme called Mela for All the leftover food is donated to NGOs who work for the goals of no poverty and zero hunger specifically, providing all the ingredients, utensils, and equipment required for a dish, guidance and help by our very own professional chefs, Home delivery facilities and freshly hand-picked farm and dairy items are some of the features of our products and services. We basically aim to target people who live in working nuclear families, youth, and teenagers of Ahmedabad, Gujarat to start with. Our main focus is on we are what we eat and we eat what we make. Our pre launch strategies include making of social media handles, organizing self cooking programs in corporates, and daily quizzes on different digital platforms. Our inauguration event would host a cook along with a famous chef for the customers who have been regular in our pre launch activities. Post launch, redeemable goodie points, signature making dishes program, and creation of a master chef club would be some of our plans. According to a SWOT analysis, these are the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of our venture. To check how feasible our project is, we conducted a digital survey. The next slide clearly shows that Mela is a feasible and viable project. The mock financial plan is shown in this slide. The projected profit and loss for the next 3 months is depicted in the form of a table in which we aim to gain a profit of 4,800 rupees by the end of 3 months only. Now I would request Vedanshi to take over.
Thank you, Advika. Uncompromising with hygiene, we provide separate and sanitized compartments with gas stoves and ventilators on each table, along with our menu, which is shown here in these pictures. Why would people come to us and not cook at their home itself? Because we provide various rare ingredients that aren't easily available at your house. We also have new equipments that aren't accessible. For our health minded customers who are always in the mood for food, we have organic ingredients that travel directly from the farm to your fork. COVID 19 has affected all the aspects of our lives and it hasn't spared our food experiences either. There are so many values attached with cooking that are certainly vanishing in the 21st century due to constant busy lives. We at Mela want our customers to replenish these values and enter into the field of playing with one's taste buds again. With restaurant like taste, home like warmth and safety, we are an experience you must have. Preeti Mani, Advika Devanshi, and I, Vedanshi Shah, together form the team Mela. All of us are different and excel in our own little fields. The difference binds us all together. With Preeti being a jack of all trades, Advika excelling in her communication skills, and myself being the creative head, we are perfect together. Thank you.
Thank you. That was a great presentation. Now we have time for the jury for the questions.
Yeah, this was very well done, and the excitement was terrific. I congratulate all of you on a superb job in putting this together, and your presentation was very well done and very well practiced. I can see you guys practiced in front of a mirror and rehearsed all your your talk track. So very well done. I just have a couple of questions. One, I was thinking, where do you intend to open these Mela kitchens? Are you going to put them in metro cities, and how will you pick your markets, and how will you provide your value proposition, or how will you differentiate yourself or make it known to customers or to potential target markets?
Okay. Sir, we intend to first start in Ahmedabad, Gujarat itself. We have all three of us have grown here and we know the place well. So we intend to start with Ahmedabad, Gujarat, and once we reach our super profit level, then we are planning to open a chain of restaurants across Gujarat first, and then we extend beyond. Secondly, to answer your other question, that how do we plan to introduce it to people and how can people come to us? So, sir, we have our marketing strategies well planned out with the pre-launch strategies, launch strategies, and post-launch strategies. We also have SEO writing, email writing, and food blogging and vlogging. Apart from that, the MasterChef Club, which we are aiming to create, it would help us create a loyal customer base, which would in times especially like these when we can't expect all the people to come out and explore, the loyal customer base would help us to would help our business to grow. And secondly, the goodie points, the offers which our restaurant is offering, the encashable goodie points, and the different various events that we are planning would attract customers to us.
Okay, thank you, Professor Carlos.
Thank
Yeah, good work, team. Very colorful. And a couple of things. This is not the first time I hear a similar concept. I've heard in other places. So I have a question for you. I don't know if you've found out, but what have you checked, validated to see what are some of the main reasons people go out to eat rather than eat at home with food prepared in their own kitchen?
Actually, there are so many values attached with cooking, and we have constantly busy lives, obviously, in 21st century with nuclear families existing. So people enjoy eating out, and as they don't get enough time to cook their recipes at home, they usually eat basic meals. So along with preparing their meal and enjoying the process, we provide them a reward. Food itself is a reward for them, and they also get to relish the process.
Yes, so, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
And to add to that, I don't know if it's same there, but here in Ahmedabad, the Ahmedabadis love innovation, and if they get to cook, with all the ingredients, we have also done a survey to know that, and also they'll be very excited about this idea. So with this profile over here, we expect a good profit.
Yeah, because I mean, one of the things that came to my mind is maybe a slight inconsistency. In other words, if you don't have time to do this social activity and prepare your meal at home, the fact of having to go somewhere else and then having to prepare the meal and then eat it, actually, it seems to me that it might take longer time. So, I'm trying to see what the value is from going out and still having to prepare the meal versus going out and having the meal already prepared and served to you. So, and then I'll let the other members of the jury go. I think you have a wide range of activities. On one hand, you have the hot pot, which is very popular in many parts of East Asia, right? From Singapore,
right.
You sit in front of the table, and then there's the hot pot, and then you mix the meal. That's a simple meal, but it goes a lot faster. To actually go into a place in which you have a chef, and then you go and prepare the meal. That's probably a little bit more time consuming. That's sort of entertainment meets kitchen.
So to answer your question, can I go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead.
So to answer your question, whenever we sit down to cook or we decide that we have to cook at home, there are so many things that we have to take care of, like what all ingredients, what all utensils. Technology is a major factor, especially nowadays. All of us are aware about the technology, but then we don't have time to learn what the technology, how it really functions. Time is a major concern, as one of my fellow mates already said, and money also. If I have to go to 10 different places to buy the ingredients, 5 different places to buy the machinery, so not just the cost of buying them, the transportation cost is also something. So if they are coming to Mela, the transportation cost is reduced. Apart from that, all the ingredients, all the machinery, the technology is provided to them at one place itself. They don't have to hunt places. And most importantly, if they feel that we don't want to cook, so our professional chefs are there who would not just assist them, but if they just want to sit and relax, our professional chefs would give them whatever dish they order. We'll be preparing that ourselves and we'll give that to them in front of them itself. So hygiene and would be taken care of.
Can I ask, environmentally, how does this work? Like I leave office and I say, all right, to my family members, let me arrive at Mela, all of you arrive at Mela. So, it's got that environmental component that everyone is driving there. And how many times in a week would someone repeat that? Obviously, you're saying that the utensils and other things are not available. So what will we do to access such a kitchen? So you're thinking that the customer is repeating themselves in a week, twice or thrice, or are you thinking it's going to be once a week kind of thing? Or because people are going to drive up there, right? And obviously there's a time and it's a environmental concern, I think, if we look at it.
Team, you have 30 seconds to answer. We don't have time, sorry.
So the green in our logo, it stands for eco-friendliness itself. So first of all, you have a major concern here that everybody would be driving, so it is a concern. But then, sir, even if they are going here and there to buy the ingredients, they'll have to drive. Secondly, carpooling can be an option. If you're coming with your family, you can carpool and then you can come. And apart from that, we have a waste food management scheme, which is Mela for all, which contributes to the sustainable developmental causes of no poverty and zero hunger. So in a way, we are directly contributing to the UN Sustainable Developmental Goals. I would request Preeti to add on.
Sir, if you're telling about like how we can go there and make plans and go there, and that would be a hassle for you. But it is also, I explained earlier in the slide that people during the lockdown, when they got a little time, they were curious about how to make this and this. Baking was the most trending. I don't know if you had seen this trend, but I in Ahmedabad observed this, and we had seen that people wanted to make this new recipes on YouTube were trending so much, and we saw that. But what the issue was that they couldn't organize all the ingredients, and even if they could not get all the equipments they wanted. Like baking needs so many equipments. Can you get them all at your home? That is not possible for all. So we provide them with ingredients organized. We provide them with equipments organized. And about that, you're talking like how it's eco-friendly equipments which every individual will be using at their homes. We are providing them at one place, and only one equipment will be getting used. So I think we are quite according to the environments.
Thank you.
Use of energy.
Thank you, team. Thank you, team Mela. I'm sorry,
Thank
we are just trying to adhere to the timings. Thanks for your answers. Can you stop sharing, please? Thank you. And now we'll invite the jury to the breakout rooms. And in the meantime, Apurva would, simultaneously talk a little bit about University of Arizona. She'll be introducing it to you. Give me a moment.
Okay, so do we have access to the breakout room? Or should I use my own Zoom link that I created? Anju?
Or you can just put us in breakout room.
Yeah, I'm just trying
that?
to do that.
Otherwise, we can go to the breakout room that I created, Carlos.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm just doing that. Give me a moment.
Okay, there you go.
Is everyone there?
All right. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, I think everybody is in the breakout room, the jury. Okay, thank you all teams for presenting. I don't know where y'all get the energy from because it was really exciting to see everybody presenting. And I hope I am able to match up to your energy while presenting this. So I'm going to quickly take you all through a brief overview about the University of Arizona. I'm sure while participating, all of you have read about us, have researched a bit about us, but this is just an overview. Okay. So here we go.
Purva, can we run the video first?
Yeah. Okay.
Apurva, looks like there's some technical glitch. Okay, let's go ahead with the presentation. I'm sorry. We'll try it later then. People are saying they can't see. Apurva, are you there? Sorry about that, guys. Apurva, are you there? Hello? Okay, looks like she's just logged out for some strange reason. What I'll do is I'll just try to take it over very, very quickly. All right, so let me know when you can see the screen. I'll just try to quickly take you through. Apurva, are you there? All right. Let me just take you through a quick introduction of University of Arizona. We are a public research university which was established in the year 1885 in the city Tucson. In terms of the ranking, we are 40th best colleges by the US News Report ranking, 68th in the current ranking, QS US University, which came up recently. And we're always very proud to say that we are part of every planetary mission with NASA and 5th most awarded public university by NASA for research. In terms of our student numbers, we currently have about 45,000 students studying in the university, out of which 35,000 are undergrad students and 10,000 plus are postgrads and doctorate students. We are represented, like 130 nationalities are represented in the university currently. And when we talk about our programs, both at undergraduate and postgrad levels, we have more than 140 undergraduate majors, 200 plus grad and PhD programs. We have about 17 colleges represented in the university. When we talk about the student to faculty ratio, which it is currently at 22:1. We have a huge and very beautiful campus we wanted to show you, but we'll try to run the video a little later. And a very huge campus, which is spread across 395 acres to be very precise. Another ranking which, okay, you're back?
Yeah, I'm back. I'll like to take this. Yeah, thank you. I'm sharing my screen now. Anju, will you stop sharing or should I just continue?
Continue.
Okay, I'm so sorry guys for the technical glitch. I'm back. As Anju was rightly saying and stating our rankings, you can see that we are ranked 11th for the online bachelors by the US News and World Report. We're also ranked as a top 20 public research university by the US National Science Foundation. Next. These are some of our other rankings. Like we mentioned, we are ranked number 5 in NASA for funding among all universities. 89% of our employers say that UA graduates exceed as compared to their peers. As far as research funding in visual arts is concerned, we are ranked 20th best. Now, you must be wondering where exactly are we located? The next time you open the map of US, I'm sure you'll be able to locate Tucson, which is in the state of Arizona. It is very close to California and New Mexico, and also very close to San Diego, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, and more. It's a very friendly, laid-back city, the city of Tucson, and it's often in the top 10 cities to live in by the Business Insider. We're also amongst the top 10 best big cities to live in. It is also as the most affordable city by the Inc. magazine. Usually the winter temperatures range between 18 to 24 degrees Celsius, making it extremely viable to stay there. I'm sure it's very true for Indian students, especially who are not very accustomed to extreme climatic condition. Tucson is the great place to be as far as the climate is concerned. And it is also filled with 350 plus days of sunshine throughout the year.
These are some of our colleges. I think we've managed to get all of them here. So we have close to about 17 colleges, and we have the College of Engineering, which does some amazing programs. And there are close to about 13 majors that we offer at the undergraduate, and about 15 majors offered at the postgraduate level. We have the College of Science. We have the Eller College of Management that does some great programs like MIS, marketing, entrepreneurship, etc. We have the College of Architecture, Planning and Landscape Architecture. We have College of Law, College of Nursing, and I think the list goes on. But here is a glimpse of all the 17 colleges represented by the University of Arizona. These are some of our popular majors. I'm sure all of you all have your preference, and we have something for everybody. We're extremely proud of the array of courses we offer. We have right from aerospace to astronomy to architecture to MIS, law, sociology, psychology, finance, and the different areas of engineering. We have something for everybody. Our computer science, our electrical and computer engineering programs are particularly very popular among Indian students. Now, as a response to the pandemic, I think we were one of the first universities to react and come up with something to offer so that our international students could stay on track with their plans for higher studies. We have something called as Arizona Global, which typically means that you can start your degree in India and finish in the US. So it goes like, any of the bachelor's degrees, you have the option to begin your course in India for up to 2 years, and then take a transfer to the main campus for the remaining 2 years. And all this is offered at a very affordable cost. The online bachelor's would be offered at a fraction of the cost of the main campus, and therefore is a great cost efficient option. These are some of our local partners. We have our local partners here in India. There is Amritsar Vishwavidyapitam, which is in the south, and it has multiple campuses in India. We also have the OP Jindal Global University, which is up in the north in Sonipat, and we are also associated with 91 Springboard, which is a co-working space and has centers all across India. There are close to about 20 plus centers pan-India. This particular slide talks about our intake and tuition fees. Just to give you a glimpse, we have two intakes. One is spring and the other is fall. The deadlines are mentioned here. So any of you looking to apply can certainly read more about this or reach out to us to know more. The average tuition fee for a year approximately is about 37,000 plus US dollars, and the living cost comes to about 14,000 US dollars per annum. As far as the eligibility criteria is concerned, the admissions team are very keen to look at your 3 years of coursework from high school. So if you're currently in 12th grade and haven't finished your 12th grade, you'll be required to submit the coursework of 9th, 10th, and 11th. If you have already finished the 12th grade, then it will be 10th, 11th, and 12th, and you will then be reviewed for your application. Apart from that, of course, we look at your GPA, which is a grading system followed in the US. So no matter which curriculum you are studying here in India, the admissions team will have the access to actually define your CGPA or GPA and then convert it on the scale of 3. On the scale of 4. And the minimum that you need is 3. Apart from that, there is the option of personal statement and letters of recommendation, which are optional because they are not mandatory for all majors you're applying to, but certainly required for something like if you're applying for your honors program, etc. This is how you can fulfill your English proficiency requirement. So this is a slide which will give you an understanding of the minimum TOEFL, IELTS score, or Duolingo, PTE. Also, you have an option depending on the curriculum that you're studying. If you're studying for an international board, you have the option to check with the admissions team for a possibility of waiver. But again, it is reviewed on a case-to-case basis. So please keep that in mind. Okay, now this is the slide which I think a lot of students have questions about. So this is the scholarship slide. This will give you a glimpse of the Global Wildcat Award for incoming freshmen and transfer students that are awarded by the University of Arizona. So we go from about 1,000 US dollars to up to 10,000 US dollars. Apart from this, the university is also very active in student engagement and career development activities. Here we have stated some of the popular activities that are carried out on the campus. There is something called as Handshake, which is the university's official job board and campus interviewing system to find on-campus opportunities, internships, etc. It's also a great platform to connect with UA current students and alums so that you can gain a lot from the networking. There is something called as Life Lab, which actually helps you discover and explore your strengths. They also help you update your resume, preparing for an upcoming job interview, or as simple as drafting a cover letter. They have you covered. There are other events like employer info sessions, which are carried out. There are career fairs and workshops, which are carried out at the university, and the students are requested to participate in these. Great. I think that brings us to the end of this short overview about the University of Arizona. I'm sure there is much more to speak about, but because of the time constraints, we were not able to talk in detail about everything. But I'm sure you would like to know more, and you can get in touch with me or Anju over email, or you could simply give us a call and we'll be able to guide you with the details. Thanks, Anju. Thanks for sharing Great. the screen. I think Thank over you. to Arijita. Yeah. Thank you, Purva. Over to Arijita now. I would invite Arijita to quickly introduce Education USA while our jury is still busy taking decisions. Very important. Everyone is waiting for that. Our heart is beating fast now. So inviting Arijita, I'm sorry for the trouble, for the presentation now. Arijita, can you hear me?
Thank you so much. Yes, yes, Anju, I can hear you. Thank you so much, Anju and Apurva. I don't want to come in between the students and the results, but I'll just quickly take a couple of minutes and sort of try and give students a bit of an understanding of who Education USA is and what we do. Anju, could you just provide me with screen sharing access, please? I just have one slide to share. Just give us a couple of seconds. Yeah, all right, great. All right, so, students, you did see a bit of a glimpse as to what University of Arizona has to offer. But for those of you who are not aware of, US has over 4,700 accredited higher education institutions. And how do you really go about looking for the institute that's a good fit for you or that's right for you? Who do you really go for unbiased information? And that's where precisely Education USA comes into the picture. We are a US Department of State supported global network of over 430 international student advising centers, and we have a global presence in over 175 countries. In fact, in India, we have 7 Education USA advising centers. I would strongly recommend that you take a screenshot of this particular slide, keep this handy, and perhaps get in touch with your nearest advising center. Essentially, what we do is we promote US higher education to students around the world by offering accurate, comprehensive, unbiased, and current information about opportunities to study at accredited higher education institutions in the United States. And you may ask, how do we do this? So we have a whole host of services for students, including a virtual session on your 5 steps to US study, which happens every day of the week, pretty much from Monday to Saturdays. In addition, we also offer specialized virtual sessions on admissions and application processes with various US university representatives on a regular basis. So many of the sessions that we did in the past are also available on our highly recommended Education USA India YouTube channel. The best thing about all these services that I just mentioned is that they're all for free. So do reach out to the nearest advising center and seek help, and we would be more than happy to sort of help you out in the best possible manner. We are also big on social media. You can find us on all the platforms, mainly Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Follow us on our handle EducationUSA India and stay updated on all our events, activities, and announcements. Wishing you all the very best to all the 6 schools and the groups who have participated. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you once again to Apurva and Anju. Over to you guys.
Thanks, Arijita. Thanks very much for this beautiful introduction of Education USA. Well, I just checked, the jury is still deliberating, the long discussion still going on. So I just thought of probably, Stephanie, may I invite you to share your views on the entire competition, the presentations you saw? We would love to hear you.
Oh, well, thank you for that kind invitation. You know, as I was listening to the different presentations from the 6 teams, I just was completely captivated. I love the creativity and the collaboration, the willingness to take some risks, but yet to, you know, make data-driven decisions and to really kind of explore all these different ideas. You know, this past year, all of 2020 has just been it's been a weird year. You know, it's just been full of change and confusion. And one of the things that has sustained me throughout the year is just my personal ethic of optimism. And I just felt so fueled by that. For me, it's night. It's like 11:30 at night here. So tonight, I just felt so fueled by optimism and creativity and hope and just energy and enthusiasm. So I just really enjoy this competition so much. And the just the young people, you're just an inspiration. And I think that we will all come out of this time stronger and better and wiser and with some great ideas for businesses. My goodness, you all are going to just own the world at this rate. That's for sure. So these are some of my thoughts after tonight's competition. Is just really grateful that you've had this opportunity and that I was able to be a part of it and hear your great ideas. You all, I think, should be very proud of the work that you've done together. And I'm not entirely sure how you coordinated all of these things remotely, right? Did you guys do all of this through like email and WhatsApp and Zoom and text messaging and Instagram? Did like direct messages? Like how in the heck did you coordinate all of these things together during COVID times? It's really, really impressive. I have a feeling there was a lot of technology used there.
Totally. I'm sure students, because they are sitting home and, you know, they are just online studies is happening. Everything is online. So kudos to them for organizing, coordinating such amazing talks. I mean, when I was that young, I did not say hi. I couldn't say hi confidently to anyone.
I was just about to say that, Anju.
Presenting in front of all the senior officials and jury members, I'm so proud of them already, you know. So guys, whether you win or lose or whatever, I mean, just you're all winners in our eyes, right? I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree.
Yeah, totally. So Arijita, you wanted to add something? Sorry, I interrupted.
No. I said I completely agree with what you said about, you know, what were we doing when we were in, you know, at their age group. I can't even recall, you know, I was just thinking, would I have even survived? Or perhaps I would have been smarter? I don't know.
Yeah, totally. All right there.
Definitely.
So I just followed up again. They're about to join us back. In the meantime, we are happy to take any questions. If any of you would have any questions related to the University of Arizona, if you're planning to study or, you know, anything that, you know, you have your questions, please feel free to make it an interactive session. We would love to hear your thoughts on anything. Yeah, looks like the jury is back, which is awesome.
Wow.
Welcome back, Professor Carlos.
Thank you.
Do we have Mr. Agarwal and Mr. Sumit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome back, jury.
Yeah, so Stephanie, you're going to announce the winning teams. And Carlos and I and Sumit have decided. So the number 3 team, we'll start with them, and that team would be the team councils, the one that had the theater project, Stephanie.
Well, congratulations then. That is the team that in 3rd place, you say?
Yeah.
Yes. The Rent a Theater.
Right.
Terrific project. What a creative and innovative project. Congratulations to Team 2 for taking 3rd place. Congratulations to all of you. Well done.
Great.
And then the second team is Happy Inc., the one that had the mental crisis team.
Wow, great.
Yes.
I like that. I like the idea of a hub of all things happy. Do you remember
Right.
the tagline? That was so clever. What a wonderful idea. What a great way for students to collaborate with each other and get assistance from their peers. Congratulations to, that was team 1, I think, right? Congratulations.
Yeah, team 1, right. And the winning team, here's the drum roll. Anju and Apurva, you can give the drum roll. Okay. And the winning team is the one that had the project on the railways, the Redefiners.
The Crisis Council. Yay!
Crisis Council.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Really great,
that is the number 1 winning team. So,
Great.
Anju, do you have the trophy that you can show up?
Well, I'm sorry, just a little delayed, but I'll just quickly just share my screen to tell,
which teams,
what exactly. So just to clarify, sir, so this is the winning team.
The TrackMate. Yeah, the TrackMate.
Right.
This is the one, Stephanie, that's the winning team.
That's the winning team, and the runners-up team was this one, is it? Happy Inc. is the first runner-up. And the second runner-up is the Reator team, which is Team Sorens, right? The Reator. Right. Okay. We have the clarity. Congratulations, everyone. Yay! We are done.
Congratulations to all teams.
Congratulations to everyone. Such a great presentation. We loved it. And very quickly, congratulations. Very quickly take you through, the awards. I'm sure we all work towards this. It's just something, we would like to announce that the winning team would be eligible to apply for scholarship of up to 10,000 per annum. Subject to definitely meeting our minimum criteria of scholarship. We'll explain it to you all later. All of you eligible.
Stephanie can talk about the awards, Anju.
Definitely. Over to Stephanie. Stephanie, please go ahead and announce that. Over to you.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Well, at the University of Arizona, we have a long history of attracting academically talented and creative students, just like all of you. And we would love to have you join the University of Arizona. And for our winners, we are offering special consideration for our scholarship awards of up to $10,000 a year. They're renewable. So it's up to a $40,000 value. And so that's a very exciting opportunity for everyone. And as you can see, there's some other wonderful prizes here too. I'll leave somebody else to talk about those, but I would like to say that we are also extending an application fee waiver for when you apply to the University of Arizona, any term up through fall of 2022.
Awesome. And as we announced earlier, we would be offering an 8 weeks mentorship program under Professor Carlos, who's present there today. He's a senior lecturer in international management and academic director, global entrepreneurship from Eller College of Management. Of course, we'll be getting in touch with the winning team to set up our timings, which is convenient to both. Alongside that, of course, we'll be getting a great UA trophy, which is almost ready, guys, but just because of all the holidays got a bit delayed, but we'll be sending you. It's a beautiful Arizona, logo, a trophy with EducationUSA logo and University of Arizona logo with the winner, and a school name mentioned on that. So we will definitely make arrangements to send it across to your principal and you yourselves as well. And of course, a beautiful UA swag bag with your t-shirts and caps and things like that. You would love to wear those. And we would love to see your picture holding a trophy and those t-shirts, probably a cap, and put it somewhere on our social media. And definitely a certificate would be provided to the winning team. Apurva, would you like to go through the runners-up team awards?
Sure. I think congratulations to all the winners, and everybody did a fantastic job. I think we were on the edge of the seat to know who the winners are because it was such a close call. The first runner-up, of course, like Stephanie mentioned, everybody applying to the University of Arizona. The runner-up would be eligible to get an application fee waiver until the fall of 2022, a UA swag bag with some goodies that Anju mentioned, and a certificate of participation. The second runners-ups are also eligible to apply to UA with an application fee waiver until the fall of 2022, UA swag bag and certificate of participation.
Great. And all other UA parties, so the participation, about 150 entries that we got would be eligible for certificate of participation as well. Everyone has been following up. So guys, we will be letting you know how soon you can get it. And congratulations again. Can I quickly now invite Mr. Sumit Agarwal as well to share a very quick, comments about the whole program and a bit of your experience in the University of Arizona as an alumni. We are really delighted to have you here, Sumit. Thanks a lot for taking out time.
No, it's a pleasure, Anju, and I really appreciate the opportunity today. I owe a lot to the university in shaping me as to who I am today. I attended the program at the Eller School, the College of Business, Management Information Systems program. I joined in 97, I graduated in 99. And it was, every part of it is memorable in many ways. I made a good set of friends. The academic rigor, the value system that was ingrained in me are all helping me today to be in a leadership position and inculcate that into others. So I think the Arizona experience was truly life-changing for me. It was the time when I first landed in the US and really experienced the vast resources that were available. I mean, it was just incredible just walking around the campus and looking at what was available as a student. It made me feel independent. I was able to work on campus as well. And as I said, the rigor of the program was just fantastic. The College of Business allowed me to take courses in the College of Sciences, in shaping the program. The 120 credits that were allowed me to experience not only just one domain of education, but in various other colleges I was able to shape up, even taking up women's studies, doing music, theater, So it's, I think, a very comprehensive experience, and I would say it would be a real privilege for anyone who gets admitted and gets a chance to study on the hollow grounds of University of Arizona.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Sumit. Thank you
and
so much.
If there are any, I also wanted to say that, please, any of the students who participated today have any questions, just connect with me on LinkedIn. I'd be more than happy to, answer any questions, counsel you, whatever is required in helping you shape your choices as you consider colleges in the US, and hopefully being a wildcat.
That would be very helpful for us, our students. Now, can I very quickly ask the teams, the winning teams, to say something very, very quickly, guys?
Yeah.
We would like to see your excitement. So inviting the winning team, the crisis councils, initially, if you would like to share something very quickly, we'll be happy to hear you.
Yeah.
You can switch your cameras on, guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations again.
You're on mute.
Thank you so much. It was really a great experience that we had.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Looking forward to have similar events later on as well. And
yeah, we will connect you with Professor Carlos.
Yes.
I'll send you an email giving you details, and you will have an amazing experience with a world-class individual who is so patient and so friendly and easygoing with students. He's absolutely a delight to work with. You will really enjoy working with Professor Carlos, and he's extremely young at heart, so you have to remember that as well.
Thank you. Professor
Yeah.
Carlos, would you like to say something? We have some time.
Yes, first of all, it's been a lot of fun. Congratulations. You know, since I'm in Europe, it was 5:30 in the morning for me. And your presentations, everybody's presentations were amazing, and loved the excitement. Everybody did great, and that's why it was a tough call. You know, the jury, we had to meet and talk and, you know, go back and forth because it's a tough decision because everybody did such a good job. And of course, you know, congratulations. I mean, all your ideas are worth pursuing. And remember that one of the greatest thing about the entrepreneurial and coming up with ideas is that somehow we can do a little bit of ourselves to make things better for other people, you know, to make the world better step by step. So please keep on doing that, solving real problems, finding solutions, you know, and hopefully learning how to implement those solutions.
Awesome, great, thank you. Can I also invite Team Sorens and Team Happying to share the excitement very quickly? Would like to surely hear you guys as well. If they're here, are you guys there?
Yes, ma'am. Just thank you so much for choosing us as the runners-up. It really means a lot. We've worked a long way to come here. So thank you.
Thank you for joining, Aniruddha and Kian, and Team Sorens. Are you around?
Yeah,
So
thank you
getting
so much
selected
for the opportunity.
60 applicants was like amazing in the first place, and then everybody's idea was so good. I'm really happy that we got to like listen to everybody's ideas. This is an amazing opportunity. We're
Yeah, but
happy
we're
with.
obviously sad we didn't win, but then that's life. But thank you.
Yeah, it was a good opportunity for us.
Awesome. You are winners in our eyes. Don't worry. You are all winners in our eyes. And to other teams who couldn't make it, guys, thanks very much. You definitely did a great job. Everyone did a great job. We really enjoyed everything and listening to you guys. And we'll definitely coordinate with you in getting your prizes and certificates on time. And before, we just go ahead, I would like to again thank each and every one of you for joining us today, sparing your time. We plan to, repeat the entire thing probably next year as well, of course, with Education USA support. And we'll definitely get back to you and we'll be in touch with you before this month ends so that just to ensure that you have what we, awarded you. So yeah, thank you. And be safe.
Can I quickly add a vote of thanks?
No,
if you would
sorry,
allow?
Arijita, please. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No. I mean, thank you so much for the shout out. First of all, congratulations to all the 6 teams who participated. Thank you for allowing us to listen to your brilliant ideas. More than 160 teams participated from schools from across India, and 6 of you got selected, and we were sort of really excited to sort of hear you present your ideas live today. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the schools who encouraged their students to participate in the first place. And to all you budding talents who have been part of this initiative, we thank you for your interest, enthusiasm, and active participation. To the jury for taking a very tough call, I'm sure, on choosing the winning teams. To Anju for spearheading this initiative. I remember a conversation which started sometime, I think, in the month of July. And I'm really happy to see that this is how it all sort of panned out. To Apurva for all her support throughout. To my dear colleagues from the Education USA India network who formed the core working group. A big shout out to my colleagues Aditi, Aparna, Vaishali, Ramya, Rupali, Unnati, Suhail, and Astha. Last but not the least, on behalf of Education USA India, we thank University of Arizona for this collaboration, and a huge shout out for sort of doing this with us to be really able to rise to the occasion and virtually open your doors for this amazing exchange that we witnessed this morning. We look forward to working with you again, hopefully soon. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you so much.
Thank
you, Anju, Apurva. Thank you, Stephanie, for your amazing support. It's absolutely beautiful to see that and the whole thing come together. And Sumit, thank you so much. And Carlos, I can't thank you enough for your support. This could not have happened without your sacrifice and your support. So I'm really grateful to you. So thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good night, everyone. Have a good day wherever. Yeah.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye. Be safe.
Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.